We're coming to you live from Clemson's Memorial Stadium, known as Death Valley. It's home to Howard's Rock and the exciting tradition of running down the hill. And now we bring you the coin toss, and it's presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. We'll see how this game plays out as they get ready for the opening kickoff. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Well, the crowd has been waiting for him all day. Lawrence's big playability about to be on display in front of the home crowd here. He's set to take his first snap as he brings the offense out, Kurt.
And, Brad, this kid's reputation precedes him. The entire offense is designed around him. As his performance goes, so will his team. So let's see what he can do in front of this big crowd. Just a complete leader.
And he throws it away.
Even though they didn't sack him, the pressure was still enough to force a bad pass. If you can get in there and disrupt the pocket, then the quarterback is going to have a tougher time getting the ball to his playmakers.
Makes a catch, and he's got nowhere to go. Nothing going on that play.
Well, here I think the quarterback needs to be a little bit more patient in the pocket. That way he can allow his receivers to get downfield a little bit before he throws it.
He chucks it downfield. And he hauls in the deep pass. He's taken down right around the 16-yard line. Nice play.
Good job here by the quarterback is staying with his receiver. And the receiver stays with the route because he knows his quarterback has the arm strength to get it there.
He makes it out to maybe the 16-yard line.
No gain on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
Up the middle for a nice gain.
Carries the ball. That's a gain of 7 on the play. 3rd down.
And they make the stop at about the 13.
The option can be really tough to defend. But that time, it was well played by the defense.
It's 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field. They'll try for 3 points. Clemson could take the lead with this field goal. It's up, and it's through the uprights. They line up to kick this one away. Excellent kick. He's to the 20. He makes it out to maybe the 20-yard line. The quarterback brings his troops out onto the field for the first drive of the game. They spread the field in the gun with 5 wide receivers. There's a strike complete. Knocked out of bounds around the 19-yard line. Nice run up the middle.
That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Brought down at the 30.
Hey, it's a first down for this offense that keeps everybody enthusiastic. You can see the momentum that this offense is gaining. The coaches and the players on the sideline are fired up, and hey, it's a new set of downs.
Takes it up the middle for a nice run.
Gain of 4 yards. That makes it 2nd and 6.
Over the middle. He catches another one. And he's tackled around the 40-yard line. This quarterback doesn't seem to be having any trouble with his zone, does he?
He recognized the receiver was behind the coverage, and he found him with a perfect strike. That's nice passing for a first down.
Fires out to his receiver. Tackle made at the 39-yard line.
second and 9.
From the 39-yard line, it's second down. He gets rid of this one. And this is the 8th play of the drive. He steps out around the 34-yard line. They'll line it up for a very long field goal attempt. Syracuse is down 3 and looking to tie it up. It's up, looks long enough, and he nails the long field goal.
Great snap and a perfect hold, and he just had an awesome follow-through. Everything went right there on that long field goal.
3-3 tie. The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. He really got a hold of that kick. And they can forget about returning this one. This is a fun game, and I think we're going to see a lot of interesting football before it's over. He makes his way out to about the 35. Quick throw out to the receiver. He's tackled at the 44.
That's good enough for another Clemson. First down.
Has some daylight. Gets to around the 42. Tackled after a decent pickup.
That makes it second and 2.
Nice run to the left there.
That makes it first and 10.
And he carries the ball for a nice gain.
That makes it second and 6.
From the 26-yard line, it's second down. He's on the run. Steps out of bounds around the 16-yard line. And they were lucky that one didn't go for more.
They look like they've never defended the option before. The tailback had a ton of running room there.
And they get nice yardage on that run. They'll bring him down right around the 2-yard line.
Gain of 1 yard. That brings up second and goal.
Touchdown, Clemson. He splits the uprights with the extra point. So an 11-play, 76-yard drive, and the result, 7 points.
And Brad, right now, the offensive line just winning the battle in the trenches, opening up some big running lanes.
So our score, 10-3. Looks like they're ready for the kick. And he got all of this one. Great kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. You never like to have to play from behind, but a deficit this manageable shouldn't be in the front of their minds. They just need to go out there and play. Fires it out. And down he goes around the 35-yard line. Nice run there.
That's how we do things. That's how we do things.
7 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Decent run here, right side.
That's a gain of 6 on the play. First down.
5 guys will be out in the pattern as they're in the shotgun. And they hit him in the backfield.
Loss of 1 yard on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
End zone.
Well, the quarterback's breathing a huge sigh of relief because he got away with throwing what should have been an interception.
That brings us 3rd and 10.
From the 23-yard line, it's 3rd down. He's looking for 6. The defender had it and then dropped it. The defense really missed a golden opportunity there.
That's what separates a good player from a great player. When you have a chance like that, you need to take advantage of it.
Kicks up, and it splits the uprights. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. Nice kick, plenty of distance. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Clemson's offense is really looking dangerous so far in this one, Kirk. I mean, what's the defense going to do to slow them down?
I think you have to start somewhere, and that somewhere, I think, is stopping the run. You have to load up, take your chances, put extra numbers in the box. Once you stop the run, that can allow you to put some pressure on their passing game. But right now, they're not stopping the run or the pass.
They'll give it off here. Gains his way to the 36-yard line. Clemson is up 4. Plenty of time in the pocket. Airing it out long. And he's tackled right away. Tackled around the 27-yard line.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
He scrambles. And he's taken down around the 22-yard line.
That makes it 3rd and 3.
Throws complete. He's got room to work. And he's hit before he can go anywhere. Got some open field. Runs outside for a nice gain.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
2nd down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down. Touchdown, Tigers. And he adds the extra point. A 7-play, 76-yard drive, and they put up 7 points. The score now, 17-6. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. He just drills this one. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
This offense is just going to be kicking themselves. They're moving the ball very well. In fact, they're getting into their opponent's territory. The only problem is they're not finishing off the drives with touchdowns. They're having to settle for field goals. That could eventually catch up to them.
It's not quite a blowout, but unless they do something here, it might turn into one. And he's stopped behind the line. Second down, about 12 yards to go. Ball on the 23-yard line. He goes out of bounds at about the 31. Nice pitch and catch for the first down. He's taken down right around the 42-yard line.
First down.
Tackled after a decent run up the gut.
Gain of 7 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 2.
Makes it out to about the 39.
Carries the ball. That's good for a gain of 12 yards. First down.
He gets to about the 31-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 8 yards. That makes it 2nd and 2.
As we expected coming into this game, this one appears to be under control. The Tigers in front by 11. Back to the action now here in the second quarter. Gets out to around the 18.
With the carry. Gain of 13 on the way. That makes it 1st and 10.
They'll wrestle him down in the backfield. So the quarterback keeps it on the option, but he'll lose a yard.
That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
We've got a 2nd and 11. Ball on the 19. They come out in an empty backfield. Brought down after a nice run up the middle.
That's good for a gain of 5 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
And he just gets rid of it. They'll line it up for the field goal. And they can make this a one-possession game with this kick right here. The kick is up, and he got it. They line up to kick this one away. Sends it sailing downfield. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Momentum swings have been fairly even. And with so little separation, this game can be drastically changed on just 1 or 2 plays. Clemson up by 8. Heading for the corner. Nice gain as he works the right side.
That's a gain of 4 on the way. That makes it 2nd and 6.
Run left side. And he makes it out to about the 31-yard line.
That's a gain of 2 on the way. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
3 down. 31's the mic. Go!
Fires incomplete. Now it's going to be 4th down.
Nice defense. That was picture perfect 3 and out. Good series for these guys.
That makes it 4th and 4.
Johnson is back deep to return the punt. Booming kick. Johnson fields it at the 22. He makes it out to maybe the 30-yard line. In a game that's this close, you can't afford to waste possessions. Nice run, and he's brought down.
Gain of 7 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
And he's tackled after positive yardage.
Gain of 5 on the play. 1st down.
Tries to thread the needle, and it's not going to work. At the 30. The 10. He's all the way. Touchdown.
Man, that was a super play by the defender. Excellent interception and an even better return for the score.
And he hits the PAT. The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. Excellent kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. It's going to be interesting now to see if this quarterback can put that last throw behind him.
This quarterback needs to be a little bit more careful because this defense is excellent on capitalizing off of mistakes.
Flares it and almost had it intercepted.
You like a team that's ready to defend the pass. It takes some preparation to get in the way of a pass like that.
From their own 25-yard line. 2nd down. Takes it up the middle for a nice run.
Gaining 4 yards. 3rd down.
Nice run up the middle. An incredible series for the defense, and they get him out after 3 plays.
That offense has to regroup and come up with a plan to move the ball down the field next time.
Cooney to punt. Kendrick takes it to 25, and he's tackled at the 30-yard line. The Tigers came out of the blocks, and they were on fire, but they've really slowed down here.
Yeah, give credit to the defense that they're facing. Early in the game, as you said, it seems like this offense couldn't do anything wrong, but the last few series, this defense has done a much better job of controlling their big play ability.
He's at midfield, slings it. Tackle made right around the 44-yard line. Makes it to the 34.
That's good for a gain of 10 yards. That brings up 2nd and 1.
And he's tackled around the 34-yard line.
No gain. That'll make it 3rd and 1.
And they make the stop at the 31-yard line. Goes to the fullback and dropped. Well, he tried to thread the needle with that pass.
Well, here the quarterback makes a poor decision throwing into coverage. He needs to look at his progression and find the 2nd and 3rd receiver.
from the 31-yard line. Second down. Hands it to the back. He's at the 20. Makes it to the 17. He's tackled at the 16.
That brings us 2nd and 9.
Tackled after a decent pickup.
That's good for a gain of 7 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Brought down around the 15-yard line.
Really good play here and run support by the linebacker. The big guys up front took away the running lanes, and he was able to get through for a loss.
So it's 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field. They'll try for 3 points. He gets it up, and he's got it. Looks like they're ready for the kick. He sends this one deep. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Things are on the verge of getting out of hand before we even hit the half. These next few drives are going to go a long way in determining what kind of game this will end up being. Incomplete.
You don't want to ever give your opponent a second chance, but that's exactly what they did by not making that interception.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 25-yard line. Up the middle for a nice gain.
That's good for a gain of 4 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
And they get nice yardage on that run.
That's a gain of 7 on the play. That makes it 1st and 10.
Here's the throw, and I don't think he got anything on that.
That brings us 2nd and 9.
Here he goes. And down he goes at the 48.
Makes the second play. That's good for a gain of 11 yards. 1st down.
Here we go.
He makes his way to about the 38.
Gain of 14 on the play. 1st down.
Let's go. Green 95.
Got an opening. He's at the 20. He gets hit out of bounds at the 16-yard line. He kept it himself and picked up a good-looking 1st down.
Great execution and a good decision there by the quarterback.
And this is the 8th play of the drive.
Man left, man left. Watch
In the shotgun and 5 wideouts.
ready. Wide 80.
They'll bring him down right around the 16-yard line.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
And he makes it out to about the 14-yard line. He holds on to it and gets maybe 2 yards.
He was playing the run all the way and was able to stop him quickly. Good job by that senior safety.
They come out in a 5-wide set. And a quick throw. A huge play, and now they're in a great position to score.
Call it a gain of 8 yards. That makes it 1st and goal.
Tackle at the 4. Tucker gains around 2 yards there on the misdirection run. Here's the 12th play of the drive. All the big boys are on the field now as both teams have their big sets out there. And he's level at the 3. Waits, and he just gets rid of it. 4th down. This one should be makeable. Kicks up, and the field goal is good. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. And he got all of this one. Great kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Clemson's put themselves in a great position now as they head into the second half.
Well, in the first half, we saw a lot of big playability and just an explosive approach by this offense. But remember, we'll see what happens here in the second half. This is a long way from being over.
Last drive resulted in a field goal, and the offense will come back out looking to do one better. There's a strike complete, and he's taken down at the 42. Pulls down the catch, and he's got room here. He's taken down around the 48-yard line. Wears it out to the right to the halfback. And they push him out around the 47-yard line.
That'll bring up 2nd and 15.
From their own 47-yard line. 2nd down. Quick throw, and he's got the halfback again. Tackle made at the 40. He fights forward to about the 40.
No gain on the play. That brings up 4th and 3.
It's 4th down. They call on the kicker for a long field goal. It's up. Not a lot of success on that kick. Still, our score, Clemson 27, Syracuse 12. A scoring drive the last time out for this offense, and they'll huddle up for this drive. He wants it all going long. The defender had his hands on it, but it's incomplete.
Hey, this guy's got to forget about the drop. Remember, he was in good position to make a play.
From their own 40-yard line, it's 2nd down. Throws out and through his hands. One more play now before we hit halftime, so they'll most likely throw one towards the end zone here. And it's picked off. So at the end of the half, The Tigers lead 27-12.
We played 30 minutes. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. David Pollack and I here in the studio to break down everything that just happened in your game. Both these offenses were off the chains in the first half. Defenses were completely powerless. David, you know I'm your biggest fan. I believe you're going to be a Hall of Famer someday. Great defender. But every game wasn't perfect. I remember a freshman game that you had at Georgia against Florida. Gators kind of got it rolling. What's that like for a defense out there when you feel like they're a step or two or three ahead of you all the time?
Well, it's frustrating, and a lot of times you don't have the answers. I mean, you sit there and you try new things, and you try the stuff you tried all during the week, and nothing works. And then you try something else, and it doesn't work. And sometimes it's just that the better players are on offense, and their scheme's firing at a new level or a different level than you are, and you can't keep up. But you got to find some kind of positive. You got to make some kind of big play. So you get that coach on the other side, maybe throwing his visor a little bit or getting upset. Like, okay, we didn't get to do it yet.
I like that, big man. I got ball plays going to work. David and I will be keeping an eye on your game and everything else going on in the country here in our palatial and comfortable surroundings in the studio. The best seat in the house belongs to Brad Nessler in Kirkherb Street.
Welcome back, everybody. Second half action about to begin. He just drills this one. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the luxury of wasting drives if they want to get back in the game. They come out in an empty backfield. Tackled after a decent run up the gut.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
And they'll bring him down behind the line. Loss of 2 by the halfback. Here's 3rd and 8. Ball on the 27-yard line. Throws and it's incomplete. Cooney awaits the snap. Kendrick takes it to 28. Tackle made at the 35-yard line. And here we go with the offense ready to get things going again. Brought down after a nice run up the middle.
Gaining 4 yards. That makes it 2nd and 6.
He's at midfield. Gets out to around the 38. Deep pass to the end zone. Can't pull it in. Second down and 10 to go. Ball on the 38. Caught with room to work. He's pushed out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Looks to the end zone and it's caught. Touchdown. And for Powell, he makes it 100 yards worth of catches.
You got to love this quarterback-receiver combo. Talking to these guys before the game, they told me they spend about an hour after every practice perfecting the routes. It sure showed.
And he hits the PAT. It was a 5-play, 64-yard drive, and it results in a touchdown.
Brad, I thought the offense did a really nice job of mixing up the play calling on that drive. I thought the defense was on its heels most of the drive because of the versatility of the offense.
The score now, 34-12. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Syracuse getting stomped right now. They're unable to get anything going here in the third quarter.
Well, I think what they have to do at this point is they've got to get into a little bit more of a hurry-up mode, a little bit more urgency, score, and hope that the defense can come up with a stop and hope you can get the ball back and put more points on.
He gets to about the 34-yard line.
That brings up 2nd and 1.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. They bring him down in the backfield.
Good discipline here by the defense, stringing the option out and plugging the running lanes. That moved them back.
He gets out to about the 35-yard line.
That's how we do, D. That's how we do.
Gain of 2 on the play. That makes it 1st and 10.
He's in trouble. Ball is loose. Fumble. And he's tackled at about the 35. And that's exactly what this defense was looking for.
Yeah, that fumble gives these guys some added life. Now let's see if they can capitalize off of it.
Well, they got the result you always want on the last drive. Let's see if it happens again.
As long as this quarterback has time to throw, then you can guarantee that he'll find the open man.
They'll knock him down for a loss.
You keep gaining negative yards, and you put yourself in a position of having to make bigger and bigger plays. Puts a lot of pressure on that quarterback.
From the 38-yard line, it's 2nd down. Gets it out in a hurry. Makes the grab and steps out right away. The 10. Gets out to around the 9.
That makes it 2nd and 2.
Nice run there. Touchdown, Tigers. Nice job by the offense to get the final few yards to the end zone.
Yeah, they knew what play to call for in that situation and made it work.
He makes the PAT. The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. Excellent kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Not a whole lot's been working for them so far. They should just come out and play loose and easy because they've got nothing to lose. Fires quickly, and he's got his man. He's knocked out of bounds around the 30-yard line. Kirk, that was a nice grab there.
You know, it may be simple, but whenever you can gain solid yardage, you're doing something right.
And he just gets rid of it. From their own 30-yard line, 3rd down. Empty backfield, quarterback in the gun, 5 wide receivers. Fires out to his receiver. He's tackled at the 33-yard line.
Well, they didn't need much, so give it up to the defense for reading that one and making a sensational stop to keep them short of the 1st down.
Cooney is waiting for the snap. And he's taken down at the 32-yard line. The offense ready for the first play of this drive. They moved the ball extremely well on their last possession on their way to the end zone.
You can bet this defense made some adjustments on the sideline, though. I don't know if they can stop the passing attack, but they need to at least be able to slow it down.
From their own 35-yard line, 2nd down. Clemson up by a bunch. There's a fumble. Scooped up by the defense. Got the corner. Down the sideline. Touchdown, Syracuse.
It always makes you nervous anytime a defender tries to pick up a fumble and run with it instead of just falling on it. But man, did it work out for him here for a big-time play in the score.
And he converts the extra point. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Well, let's see if the offense can make up for the misfortune they had just a few moments ago.
I know as a quarterback, it's always hard to watch the defense score a touchdown on you. But it was always a reminder to take extra care of the football.
Tackled after a decent pickup.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Takes it up the middle for a nice run. He's at midfield. Fires across the middle. And down he goes, right around the 30.
Well, if this defense keeps taking chances with these blitzes, sure, they may get to the quarterback once in a while, but they also are giving up some big plays like that one right there.
Runs it right. Nice pickup.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
And he carries the ball for a nice gain.
That's good for a gain of 4 yards. 3rd down.
It's 3rd down, and they're about 2 yards shy of the sticks. Nice run, and he's brought down.
That makes it 1st and 10.
They'll bring him down right around the 20.
Think about the speed and instincts it takes for a linebacker to get from his position into the backfield to make a play like that. That's well done.
It's the 9th play of the drive. Passes to the wide out, and he can't pull it in.
That'll make it 3rd and 10.
And they'll look to convert here on another 3rd down.
31's the mic. Go! Status of the
under heavy pressure. There's a strike complete. Brought down right around the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Clemson. He's having quite a game. 3 rushing touchdowns now.
Boy, this guy's been huge today. It's been a big part of the reason that his team has the lead.
And he adds the extra point. Looks like they're ready for the kick. And he got all of this one. Great kick. He's to the 20. He's tackled at the 28-yard line. I hope they show some fight here and try to stay competitive. If you're going to get blown out, you at least want to go down swinging. Quarterback all by himself in the backfield with 5 wideouts. Catches it, and he's looking for more. And they make the stop at the 35.
Number 6 with the tackle at the 35-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Tackle around the 39-yard line.
Number 47 on the tackle at the 39-yard line. First down.
Throws it in a hurry. Tackle made at the 44-yard line.
Number 6 makes the tackle at the 44-yard line.
5 wide. Throws complete, and he stopped immediately.
Gaining 4 yards. That makes it 2nd and 6.
Throws complete, and he's got room to work. The ball is loose. Picks up the loose ball. He really wanted that ball, didn't he, Kirk?
You can't teach hustle like that. The linebacker was determined to get the ball there, and he did. The quarterback did a really good job in the last drive of finding his receivers in space, and I bet he'll be looking to do the same thing again.
Clemson up big right now in this one. He's taken down at about the 45. Short yardage situation here. It's 2nd down and 1. Pulls down the catch, and he's got room here. And he's shoved out of bounds at the 38. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 38-yard line. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. The 10. And there's another one.
That was simply sensational running, and it shows you what kinds of major things can happen when you have a good ground game.
And he tacks on the extra point. So a short 3-play, 63-yard drive, and a touchdown as a result. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. Nice kick, plenty of distance. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Clemson's coaches just got to be happy. I'd love to coach a kid like this.
Oh, I think these coaches love to coach a guy like this, and another great performance by him individually and for this offense.
A fumble really hurt this team's last drive, so let's see if they can make up for that blunder on this drive.
One general rule in any game is to hold on to the ball. If you're in the negative in the turnover department, your chances of winning decrease exponentially.
First down.
Check. Right, 80. Spider.
Setting up blockers, or running backs got it on the screen, and he's taken down around the 37-yard line.
That brings up 2nd and 9.
Throws it to the halfback, and he's got it again. And he tackles him hard at the 42-yard line. That's 3 down and 1 to go. The Tigers are up big. Well, folks, we resume action here in the fourth quarter. We'll hope for some action because so far it's been a lopsided one. Well, that was a big stop here early in the fourth quarter. They needed some of that earlier because this game is still out of hand.
Not a great throw by the quarterback, but to be fair, that was pretty good coverage.
Kendrick is back deep to return the punt. Kendrick fields it at the 22. They'll bring him down at the 29-yard line. Early in the fourth quarter here, and obviously we've got a blowout. One team trying to play for pride, and the other one just trying to get out of here. Clemson comes to the line. They got a big advantage in this one. The halfback with a carry. He gets out to about the 32-yard line. From their own 32-yard line, it's 2nd down. Throws it out and off. He's hit hard for a loss. That's a 2-yard loss.
Pretty good stand there. They weren't fooled at all by the offensive play call.
And he's hit before he can go anywhere. From their own 39-yard line, it's 1st down. Almost intercepted. Gets to about the 41-yard line. And once again, they'll come to the line, trying to convert on 3rd down. Gets it out quickly, and he hits him hard at the 50. Clemson with a big advantage. And he's stopped behind the line.
That is a loss of 4 yards. That makes it 2nd and 14.
From their own 46-yard line, 2nd down. He makes it to the 48-yard line.
Gain of 2 on the play. That brings up 3rd.
And this is the 9th play of the current drive. Throws out and through his hands.
Intended receiver on the play. That makes it 4th and 12.
Johnson, the return man. He gets it away, and this is a really nice punt. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. The deficit is huge, but as a player, you never want to slow down your effort. Believe me, coaches notice the ones who aren't trying that hard. There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. Fires out to his wideout. And he's tackled at about the 39-yard line.
Gain of 19 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Had his hands on it and dropped it. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 39-yard line.
Here we go.
He gets sacked on the play.
That was a loss of 7 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 9.
So the sack makes this 3rd and very long.
Ready.
And he makes it out to about the 34-yard line. These special teams have done it before, blocking punts. It looks like they're coming after this one. And he's tackled at the 35-yard line. And what a game it's been for this quarterback, Kirk.
Well, he's putting up huge numbers, and I think you can go back and look at every throw that he's made. It's like a human highlight film in one football game. You know, and I also think he's showing that he's a lot more athletic than people want to give him credit.
We'll see what else he has in store for this defense as they look to tack on more points. Both teams are playing out the stretch here. You want to get experience for guys who normally don't get in the game and try to avoid injuries. Clemson looking to put this game away if they score here. He makes his way to about the 48. From their own 48-yard line. 1st down. Good protection, and now he's on the run. Dives, and he's down. He's going to try and scramble. Runs with it, and he's got room. He's tackled at the 36.
Gain of 5 on the play. That brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 coming up here. Ball on the 36-yard line.
3 down. I got you, 88.
And they'll get him in the backfield. He had nowhere to go on that option play.
Boy, you're right. He's lucky he held on to the football there.
Man left. 3 down. 31's the mic. 3 down.
Scrambling around. And down he goes at the 27-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 27-yard line. Makes it to the 14. Less than 3 minutes in the game. Throws complete, and he's hit right away. Second and 5, 10 yards to the end zone. That's a great tackle at the 7-yard line. We're at play number 9 of this current drive. Well, a nice stop there late in the fourth quarter, but it's a blowout and has been for most of the game. I think it's time for everybody to go home. It's fourth down. This one should be makeable. This is to add to an already impressive lead. He gets it up, and he's got it. Clemson to kick. He sends this one deep. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. We're late in the fourth quarter. This game has been a blowout for quite some time, and Kirk and I are just looking to make our flights. They'll work the left side with a counter play. He makes it out maybe to the 26-yard line. Lawrence's performance, one for the books. We expected it to be great, and it was.
Isn't it fun when you know coming into a game that you think a player might be able to kind of step up and separate himself from the rest of the pack, and then he delivers? Boy, it's been a real pleasure just sitting back and watching him perform today.
That's it for this presentation of NCAA Football 14. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brad Nessler saying thanks, and we'll see you soon.